edition of the Aggie Magazine. I'm Scott Marsh, and we're looking forward to talking all things Aggie athletics for the next hour. Joining me first, the new head coach for the UC Davis Aggies football team, Tim Plough. Tim, congratulations. It is so exciting to have you back on campus. We've had a chance to work together for a long time. I remember calling games when you were a quarterback at Davis, of course, when you made the run in the playoffs as offensive coordinator back in 2018. Now you come back to take over the program of your alma mater. I know this has got to be a very exciting time for you, my friend.
Yeah, first, thanks, Scott. Always great to have your support and excited to be here. Yeah, this is a dream job for me that, you and I have talked about that in the past. So it's something that my family and I have looked forward to. So just very thankful that Rocco and Chancellor May are giving me that opportunity.
No question. Obviously, things move fast. When Coach Hawkins announced his retirement earlier in late November, right after the end of the season, you jumped in right away on that. Maybe you can talk to us since 2018, because we know you went to Boise State, offensive coordinator there. Obviously, Cal's a wide receivers coach. Talk about the opportunity to come back to UC Davis when obviously you've been a high profile coach at the FBS level.
Yeah, I think, one of the reasons that my family and I decided to leave Davis the first time was just, at some point we were going to need to scratch the itch, I guess, as Coach Hawk used to put it, and just kind of, spread out and see what it was like. Boise gave us a tremendous opportunity to go to a great program. And, as it goes in coaching, sometimes it's not a good fit. Sometimes it doesn't work out. And that was definitely the case there, but still made a lot of great friends and learned a lot. And then the opportunity to come work with Justin Wilcox here at Cal was one I couldn't turn down. And we've had a great year here. And my wife's from the Bay Area, so she's got a lot of family that have gone to Cal. So this has been fun for us, and was able to help, get them to a bowl game. And then, but always in the back of our mind, we didn't know when or how, but we always told ourselves if the timing was right and this job ever became available, it was going to be something that we really wanted to do. And it happened to work out timing wise. And, with where our family's at, it's just could be better for us to get there and see what we can do.
And I know it feels home to you. It is home to you. And obviously you step in right in the line of so many great UC Davis coaches, starting with the legendary Jim Soker, Bob Biggs, who you played for, of course, Dan Hawkins, who you were very close to and coached under as well. Let's not forget Bob Foster in that list also. But for you to come in, if you can put into words what it means to kind of be in that line of coaches who you grew up with and have so much respect for, and now to be in their position.
Yeah, it's pretty humbling. I mean, it's strange to think back to, even Coach Biggs and I were laughing at the press conference, thinking back to like the first time I met him, to the first time you meet Coach Soker, and then, even working for Hawk. I think you really have reverence for those guys, and they've really made such an impact on me as a coach, but also just as a person, as a father, as a husband. That's, as much as I want to say I love Davis, which I do, and that's a big reason. I'd say the biggest reason for wanting the job was to try to honor those guys and have some success there, to just keep the tradition of what that place means to us. And if we can be a small part of that, that would mean a lot to my wife and I, for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. And I know they're all thrilled for you as well on the other side, having you be the head man for the program now. I'm curious to get your perspective, Tim, because now you've gone out and you've seen college football at a different level, being at Cal when it was in the Pac-12 and moving on and all that stuff, of course, in Boise State and all the things, and the tremendous change in the landscape of college football, the NIL, the transfer portals, all of that. Can you size up as best you can at this point in time where you see UC Davis fitting into the landscape and what your vision is? Dan Hawkins has turned it into a Division I FCS winning program and done a great job with it. Where do you see the next steps are for UC Davis football?
Yeah, I think it's definitely an interesting time, and I don't think it's done changing. I think in the next 5 to 10 years, we're going to keep seeing some huge changes in the landscape of college football. I think one of the best things about UC Davis is we've always kind of had our own little secret magical potion to what we do. And I think the next step for us is to try to compete for championships on a consistent level. You know, when Hawk got there, we had to make some really big changes from the foundational level of what we were going to do to be a true Division I FCS program, and he obviously knocked that out of the park. So now it's how do we consistently stay at the top and compete with the top 10, top 15 teams so that we can win a Big Sky championship and we can compete for national championships. And that's just everybody making that choice that that's a priority and that's what we want to do. Because we, by all measures, have the firepower to do that. We just have to all decide together and stay aligned that that's what we want to do. And I wouldn't have taken the job if I didn't think that's what the plans were. So I think the next step is to just, we got this facility built. We got great student athletes. We got a great place. All right, let's strive for something even better. And if we believe we can do it and we work hard enough, I think we can do it.
Yeah, well, I heard you quoted as saying that we're going to try and win the whole damn thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I don't know any other way other than to try to be great at it. And I think in 2018 we were really close.
Yeah.
And even as close as we were on the field, I still think that we were probably further away off the field than we realized. And I point to a game the following year, we played North Dakota State, and we took them to the wire, and it was a great game, and could have won the game. But I remember after the game seeing our locker room, and our team was basically a morgue, and thinking, man, I don't know if we'll ever recover from this. And we never really did. We kind of cost us the whole season, whereas they just kept rolling along like it was no big deal. And I remember Hawk and I talking after the game thinking, like, that's the difference. That's the difference between the top 4 in the country and the top 10 to 15 in the country is we got to create a program where our guys can play in that game. And we got enough depth to handle games like that, for the long haul. So, I don't know any other way other than to try to do that. And I think, and again, I wouldn't be there if I didn't think we could,
Yeah, understandable. And obviously you're in the recruiting cycle as we're talking, and the influx with the portal and NIL, and students now also from Davis moving up. For example, the latest one, Teddy Buchanan, who will be heading to Cal. How do you measure that in terms of some of the players with the roster and what their choices might be? How do you look at that for somebody like Teddy, who is graduating from Davis, gets an education and going on as a graduate student?
Yeah, I don't think we need to run from the NIL or be scared to talk about the fact that it's out there. And obviously we're going to operate differently at a Davis than a Cal or any other Power 5 team is going to, just by the resources of it. So what we want to do is we want to recruit great kids that are Davis guys, and we want them to come because they want to be at Davis and they want to win at Davis and get a Davis education. Within that landscape, if they have so much success that becomes an opportunity for them, then who are we to deny them a chance to financially take care of their family and set themselves up for the future? And shoot, that's just where college football is now. So I'd be the first guy to sit in a living room with a great high school player and say, hey, come play for me. Come play for Davis, and we're going to develop you into a great player and a great person. And when you get your degree from here, if you got eligibility left and that's what you want to do, then go do it. And I think that'll be something that we push to a lot of the high school players that we talk to is you can do anything you want. You can do it through Davis. You can do it somewhere else. But I think if you come to Davis, we're going to treat you well. You're going to become the best version of you. And if you're like Keelan Doss and you want to turn that all down and stay at Davis and play in the NFL for a decade, great. If you think you got to go somewhere else after you graduate, that's great too. I think it's just creating an opportunity for great student athletes to make that decision. So I want them all to come to Davis, and then they can figure it out after.
Understood. Yeah, give them the choice. Obviously, you have a great offensive mind background with that, having played quarterback and being an OC. Where do you see UC Davis right now in terms of the offense and what you want to run?
Yeah, I think the cool part is when I left in 2020, from what I can tell, it sounds like they kept a lot of the system that we had come up with in the 2017 season and kind of built off of that. So obviously, Cody Hawkins and then Mike and those guys, they've had their little sprinkles to it, but a lot of that's still in place. That'll be cool. I don't think we'll have to change a whole lot terminology wise. And then, there's things that you've learned over the last few years, maybe that you want to do differently or change up a little bit. But I think the main thing is that we're going to be really aggressive on offense and attack people, make them defend us. We're not going to worry about what they're doing. We're going to have great quarterback play. We're going to spread the ball around, and basically whatever the defense is allowing us to do, that's what we're going to do and try to punish them with that. And we'll have a lot of tempo, obviously, and it'll be a definitely an entertaining brand of offense to watch. And then we'll play great defense behind it with Matt Coombs and his staff, and then we'll have a great special teams unit too. So I know the hard part, I think, for UC Davis followers is that a lot of times the offense has kind of defined the program over the years, and obviously with an offensive minded head coach, I know that'll be a focus of everybody, but I hope we're a well-rounded team that plays well in all three phases.
Well, the Blue Force will be ready to go. Shredville is back as well, so
Absolutely.
that'll be great, and we're all looking forward to that. Tim, we're all excited to have you back at UC Davis, and looking forward to getting things going. Congratulations. I know this is one of these dream jobs that's come together for you and for UC Davis, and of course, we're wishing you all the best.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Scott. Go Ags.
Go Ags. All right, that's Tim Plough. He kicks off the Aggie Magazine. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We're going to hear from Jim Less, men's basketball coach, next. This is UC Davis right here on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Harrison Barnes plays here.
Harrison Barnes drives it, hammers it. The Black Falcon soaring into the night sky on a Monday evening in Northern California.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
At Jim Boy's Tacos, you get a ho lot of flavor for under $10. Our classic #2 combo meal spreads cheer with the parm-dusted ground beef taco, scratch-made bean and cheese burrito, and a soft drink. So jingle on down to Jim Boy's or order online at participating locations. Woo-hoo-hoo!
Does your dog leave frowny piles of poo around the yard? Did you know that a solid poo is one of the best indicators of your dog's gut health? Supreme Source Super Premium Dog Food is made with organic super seaweed and other powerful antioxidants, supporting a healthy digestive system. Real protein is always the first ingredient, plus a blend of essential vitamins and minerals to help support your dog's overall health and well-being. Do their digestion a solid. Literally. Find Supreme Source Premium Dog Food at Safeway, Safe Mart, and Winco, or a local grocery store near you.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Timing is everything. And now is the time to buy, California, during the year-end sell-a-thon at your California Ford dealers. It's time for our biggest offers of the year on the entire Ford lineup of trucks and SUVs, like the built Ford Tough F-150, part of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years and counting, or the adventure-ready Ford Bronco Sport with GOAT modes to help you conquer the great outdoors, and the always electrifying Ford Mustang Mach-E with 0 to 60 thrills and 0 emissions. Now's the time to buy during the year-end sell-a-thon at your California Ford dealers with exclusive offers on your favorite Ford vehicles. And now is your time to get behind the wheel of the Ford truck or SUV you've always wanted. But time is running out. These offers absolutely end on January 2nd. Visit your California Ford dealer today, based on 1977 to 2022 calendar year total sales.
Get your retirement savings to play ball with your retirement plan. Call Cap Trust today at 916-924-7527 or log on to captrust.com.
California's largest sportsman's expo is back, January 18th at Cal Expo in Sacramento. Find the best selection of boats, side-by-sides, campers, and accessories, all at special prices. And get to your next adventure in style. See Toyota's all-new Tacoma. Your life outdoors at the International Sportsman's Expo, January 18th through 21st at Cal Expo in Sacramento. More info at sportsexpos.com.
Welcome back into the Aggie Magazine show, now joined by men's basketball head coach Jim Luss. And Coach, big game tomorrow night. You take on UC Santa Barbara. It's the conference opener. It's also a nationally televised game. Lots going on. We'll discuss all of that. But let's just go back. Let's get caught up. The non-conference schedule is over. Obviously had some ups and downs. You had some stretches where you played well, some things I'm sure you want to improve upon as conference starts here.
Yeah, I think that the non-conference for us was a great learning experience about who we are, what makes us a good basketball team, and what some of our flaws were. And many of that was, I thought, just our approach on the defensive end. At one point, we were leading the country in forcing turnovers. So when our defense is aggressive, it's pressurized, it's physical, it's intense, we're really disruptive, and guys do a nice job of playing together on that end of the floor, and the team defense is solid, and we're forcing teams to take tough shots, we're forcing turnovers, and that usually leads to some pretty good offense. Unfortunately, the consistency on that end hasn't been what we want it to be. And in order to be a good basketball team, in order to win in the Big West, that consistency on the defensive end has to be there, because we know there's going to be some nights, and the other night we make 15 threes. That's not going to happen every night. And on the nights when the ball's not going in the basket, you have to have other ways to win games. And for us, it's always been having that defensive mindset.
Yep, no doubt. You come in to conference play 5-6 overall, coming off the big win against UC Merced, and we'll talk about Elijah Pepper. Obviously, prior suffered some losses, Nevada, Oregon State, Sacramento State, Milwaukee, games in which you all led in the second half. So you've shown how good this team can be.
No, and that's I think as a coaching staff and even as a team, we've talked about it that we'd be willing to change schemes on the offensive end, on the defensive end, if we felt like we weren't putting our players, because a big part of coaching is putting your players in a position to be successful. And you may have a specific way you want to play, but if that way doesn't fit your talent and your team, you've got to find other ways. And we've been open to doing that, but as you watch the tape, you see that, hey, some of the things that we're stressing that we want to do are pretty impactful. We just got to find a way to keep that concentration level, the consistency of the execution as close to 40 minutes as possible. And and the other thing is, Scott, a lot of times in these situations, we want to give our team buy-in. If there's things that they don't like, that they're not comfortable with, we want them to speak up, because, ultimately their ability to execute and buy in is paramount to our being successful. And if guys aren't liking the way we play, that sometimes rears its head. And, we've kind of come to a consensus that, hey, we all just have to be better. We all like what we're doing. We got to coach a little bit better. We got to play a little bit better in our concentration, especially in the second half, getting those second half leads. You've got to be able to finish games, and you close out games on the defensive end of the floor.
Yep, that's very true. All right. It was a signature moment last week when Elijah Pepper broke the all-time scoring record, surpassing Odwin Thomas, a record that held for 44 years, when he got his 21st point against UC Merced. Can you talk about that moment for Eli, what he's meant? And you've been at UC Davis for 13 years now, kind of putting that into perspective in terms of some of the great moments you've had as a coach at UC Davis.
Well, first of all, it was awesome to have Odwin there. For him to pass the torch and to be as excited as Eli was, I thought was special. And as I was communicating with Eli last, that the night after he broke the record, it was about the legacy of great players that have come before him. And there's just a great track record of when UC Davis was Division II and then Division I players that are all really, really good in their own right. And he takes a backseat to no one, and he should be extremely proud of that. His family should be extremely proud of that. He comes from an awesome family. His dad was a heck of a basketball player himself. We inherited a guy who worked really hard, who had a great competitive spirit about him, who's been a great ambassador for our university and our program, and that's a credit to his family. And when you have those as a building block, this guy is relentless in the gym. You've seen him, Scott, and you've seen him in practice. He practices like he plays games, and he only knows one way to go, and that's hard. And sometimes he's almost too hard on himself, and we have to kind of lighten it up a little bit because his expectations for himself are so high. But he's just been a joy to coach, and it's been fun for our staff to just find ways to, you look at his scoring numbers and they're eye-popping, but he's such a versatile scorer. He can get to the basket and has an array of finishing move. His mid-range game, which is somewhat extinct in this day and age, is so good. His pull-up game, and then he shoots it from deep. He shoots it from anywhere, and he's got everybody's best defender and everybody's defensive schemes planning against him, and nobody's fortunately been able to slow him down. And so that's been fun to watch. I know a lot of times when I'm watching tape after the game at night, I'm rewinding like, did he really just do that? I got to see that again. And it has nothing to do with coaching. It has to do with just being a great talent with a great spirit and work ethic about him.
Yeah, he's been incredible to watch, and what a joy to have him on the court. All right, tomorrow night it is UC Santa Barbara, a team that was predicted to finish first in the Big West. They bring back a lot of talent. This is obviously a very good team. It's not an easy way to start conference play, but you do have them at home tomorrow night.
No, we're excited for the challenge. This is a team that has had great success. They are really, really talented, really, really well coached. And, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. Yeah. So we're excited. We feel good coming off the Merced game and how we played, and our approach on both sides of the ball was really, really solid. And we're going to need that tomorrow night against Santa Barbara. And then, I just think our guys an opportunity to play in a national TV game and let people see something about UC Davis basketball and how hard these guys play and how hard they work. And the only disappointing thing is the students won't be around to partake in this, but hey, we'll take what we can get. And, I'm going to be running around Davis for the next 24 hours trying to garner up support and some bodies in the UCU so we can have a raucous environment.
Yeah, it certainly deserves it. It's a great tribute that you're getting the first league game to be nationally televised right here at UC Davis against a quality opponent. Jim, how do you size up the Big West? I know you've been so focused on your squad, but as you look at the Big West this year, there's obviously been some eye-popping wins. Long Beach State beating Michigan and USC. UC Irvine should have beat San Diego State. They lost that one at the buzzer. There's been some really good conference wins in the non-con schedule.
Yeah, I think the league, has as much parity as it ever has, top to bottom. And you're seeing that with, CSUN getting a win at UCLA. All the games you talked about, plus, you add in the close calls and the competitiveness. And with one eye focused on our team, the other eye is looking out at the league and going, there is not going to be an easy night. It is going to be the 20 games that we play are going to be really challenging. It's going to be a great test, and the team that wins this league and wins the championship is going to be really, really good on both ends of the floor and have a chance to win games in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about that. The challenge will be great, but your teams are usually up to the task. Jim, certainly appreciate your time. Looking forward to the game tomorrow night. And of course, that game can be caught right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 as well. Jim, best of luck, and always good to catch up with you.
Thanks, Scotty. I appreciate you having me.
All right, go Ags. All right, when we come back, we will talk to Jennifer Gross. We'll get caught up on women's hoops at UC Davis. That's coming up next on the Aggie Magazine show right here, Sacktown Sports 1140.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division type GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, a breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
This holiday season, Elk Grove Kia is here to make your dreams come true. With over 100 years of combined experience, our expert financing team is ready to help you get a new ride in 2024. You have repos, late payments, or even faced bankruptcy? No problem. At Elk Grove Kia, we believe everyone deserves a sleigh full of joy, and we're here to make it happen. And the gifts just keep coming. Purchase any new Kia today, and you won't make a single payment until next year. That's right, no payments until 2024. Now that's how you close out the year in a new ride from Elk Grove Kia. Plus, with Elk Grove Kia, there's no need to tighten your belt this holiday season because we're offering no money down. You heard that right. No money down and no payments until 2024. Santa may have his reindeer, but we've got the horsepower. Visit Elk Grove Kia today and let us make this holiday season the merriest one yet. So no matter your credit history, drive into the holidays with a smile and a new Kia from Elk Grove Kia in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, or visit us at elkgrovekia.com today. And happy holidays from Elk Grove Kia.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you find the right customers. Spread awareness of your product or services. We can help build trust in your brand and services with a digital marketing campaign. Increase leads and get more customers. We create tailored digital marketing campaigns that deliver results. Don't wait. Get started today. Contact aimyourdigital.com. That's aimyourdigital.com and start seeing results.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Chad, what's happening for the Chrysler's Wrap Up the Year sales event?
This month you can save up to $16,500 off MSRP on 2023 Ram 1500 crew cabs. With over 600 new Ram trucks available, your perfect new truck is waiting for you at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center. Plus, no payments for 90 days.
And what about those brand new Dodge Hornets everyone's talking about?
This month, you can lease a new 2024 Dodge Hornet RT plug-in hybrid for only $199 a month for 27 months. That's over $5,500 in total savings.
Now's the best time to get the vehicle you need at Hoblet. Search, select, and save at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$16,500 total net savings after 10,261 factory rebates and 6,239 dealer discount. Sample VIN 699991. Rebates include 1,000 case equipment cash. Must have purchased qualifying case equipment from authorized dealer and 500 first responder cash for members of eligible First Responder Association only. No payment for 90 days on approved credit through Chrysler Capital. $5,500 total net savings after 2,000 factory rebates and 3,500 dealer discount. 27-month lease with $3,995 due at signing plus tax and license fees on approved credit through Ally Financial. 7,500 max miles per year, 25 cents per mile for excess miles. 20 of each net savings.
And welcome back into the Aggie Magazine show. We just heard from men's basketball coach Jim Les. It's time to get caught up on women's hoops as Big West play gets ready to start. And joining us is Jennifer Gross, head coach. Jen, happy holidays to you. Thank you for carving out some time to talk to us here.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Scott. Happy holidays to you too, and to everybody listening.
Yeah, I know it's a busy time of year. Obviously, you're in the midst of playing games. You just finished a non-conference part of your schedule. You have league play coming up. Obviously, you have the holidays and family and young kids and trying to make Christmas special and all of that. How are you juggling everything, Coach?
Yeah, it is nice, I think, for the team, the coaches, for everybody to just have a couple days to kind of to breathe a little, to reset, to regroup. For our team, I think the break is nice, but I think we're also really hungry to get back and to keep improving. That's what I really enjoy about coaching our group is win, loss, doesn't matter. Our team is looking for ways to get better. And so we're really excited with the Big West Conference opener. We hit the road to Santa Barbara. Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to enjoy a few days, but also, definitely excited to get back and to keep improving.
Yeah, that big game against Santa Barbara comes up on the 28th, and then you have Cal Poly following on Saturday the 30th. Jen, catch us up on the preseason. Obviously, the non-conference was 4-6. I know you had some ups and downs, and obviously you used non-conference to get ready for league play. How would you assess your first 10 games of the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think the ups and downs, that's kind of a good way to put it. I think that, what we're taking from the non-conference is, one, in spurts, we're capable of playing with anybody in the country. We challenged ourselves against top 25 teams, against a number of Power 5 opponents. But in order to do that, we have to be more consistent. And so we saw, we watch film, often with our team and we show them the things that we're doing really well. And we understand as a group, we just have to find a way to do those things more often, to minimize our mistakes. And I'm excited because I feel like there's really great buy-in from our team to do that. But it doesn't happen overnight. You just got to keep building really good habits. And that's what we talk about a lot. So, I think we learned a lot about ourselves. We also learned there's a lot of areas where we need to continue to grow, and we got to be committed to that.
Coach, obviously you've set such a gold standard in the Big West Conference with your program, with all the Big West championships and NC2A tournament appearances, hovering right around 500 right now. Is it tough just from the mindset with the team as you're working through some of the ups and downs, getting ready for conference play? Does the team feel that at all, knowing just how good this program's been for so long?
Yeah, I mean, I think we try to take that pressure off and not focus so much on what's going to happen in March. We know that in order to win a championship, you got to do the daily work. You got to come and prepare and keep improving. When we were winning championships, we had teams that kept getting better and better and better and better. And we were always playing our best at the end of the season. And I really am excited because I think this team has the ability to do that too. Now, don't get me wrong, winning is more fun, and so we want to find a way to keep improving while we're winning. So yeah, but we don't, I'm not big on talking about the championships on a daily basis. Everybody knows in our program knows what we're trying to achieve. They all came here because they wanted to be a part of that championship culture. They know what we're capable of. But none of that really matters. What matters is, today, how, we talk about stacking up the great practices, how many days in a row of a good practice can we have? Because if if it's one great day, one off day, one great day, one off day, you're not going to get there. So can we stack up practice after practice in order to put ourselves in a position where we're going into each game feeling really confident and prepared?
Yeah, living in the process and living in the moment. There's something big. Doesn't matter what sport or what team it is. I know Evan Turner's doing that. She's leading your team with nearly 17 points a game, top 10 in scoring. She recently passed you on the all-time scoring list. How did that feel, Jen?
Oh, that was a shot. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, she made sure I knew about it too. I love it. I absolutely love it. As coaches, we recruit players that we want to come in here and take over the records and take the program to new heights. And she was definitely someone that when we recruited her, we thought, she could be a special player in the program, and she's done just that. And I'm excited to see her continue to climb and continue to do well. And, I'm hopefully, put us in a position where when we have multiple people contributing in all the different categories that we'll be at our best. So yeah, excited for Evan. Happy to see, what she continues to do. And, hopefully we'll do that while we're stacking up some wins too.
are pretty lucky to have the big E's on campus, as I call them, with Eli Pepper, who just broke the all-time men's scoring record, and then Evan, who keeps working up the charts on the women's side. I know you also have something that's very special with Lena, the only PhD student in all of Division I college basketball. Such a major accomplishment, and a contributor on your team as well. It's just a remarkable deal what she's able to do both on and off the court.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about the epitome of a student athlete, and the kind of people and students that we get to coach here at UC Davis. I mean, Lena is the cream of the crop. So she graduated with a degree, an undergrad degree in chemistry and German, went on to get her master's in pharmaceutical chemistry from UC Davis, and now is working on her PhD as well. So yeah, pretty cool. She's setting the standard, and she is, I mean, excelling. She excels in every single thing that she does. She's the hardest working player. She's in the gym all the time. Then when she's not in the gym, she's in the lab. She's actually teaching classes. So she's remarkable. She's absolutely remarkable. So lucky that we get to coach her for this year. She started the PhD program because she had an injury last year and was able to get the year back from the NCAA. So we're thrilled to have her. We're proud of her. We're just enjoying every moment that we have with her, coaching her, and just excited to see what she does, both with basketball and with her PhD in the future.
She is absolutely everything that is right about college athletics. That is such a great story. Coach, I wonder, we don't get a chance to talk a lot, so just kind of broadening things out a little bit. Obviously, the men's game's being so affected with NIL and transfer portals and all of that. I haven't had a chance to talk to you, but has it affected the women's game in the same way? And has it affected how you look at things?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely it has. It's just, there's different, different dynamics. There's programs now that are offering kids, leases on automobiles. And, of course, that's always going to change things. But I think for us, it's been a positive in that we've been able to bring in some players that have been able to help right away. But at the end of the day, like Coach Soker always said and mentored me, that you control what you can control. And so we're always going to try to be a program that, really provides a top-notch experience for our student athletes, that build strong relationships within the program, that cares about our student athletes' growth on and off the court. And so, in terms of the transfer portal, I hope that our players come here and they enjoy it and they want to be a part of it. And they look at someone like Evan setting records and say, hey, I want to do that. And I want to be somewhere for 4 years and be a part of continuing the legacy here at UC Davis in terms of our women's basketball program. So I think, for us, it's about just finding the right people that really buy into our culture and our team and what we can establish for our program here. And then just doing our best as coaches to make it the most special experience possible, and bringing in, top-notch players, whether that's, as we grow our NIL opportunities, as we bring in some both freshmen and transfers that we really feel like are the right people first and the right fits for our program.
Absolutely. UC Davis will always do it the right way. And we know the standards on and off the court for your program, but I know you like to lighten things up a little bit. It's been a couple of months, but I did hear that you had a lot of fun over Halloween and you had a special costume that you were wearing around over Halloween. One of the great coaches, Kim Mulkey, I understand we had a lookalike on campus around Halloween.
We did, I figure, I don't know if I can rock it, in a game, in a conference game, but yeah, it was pretty funny. We actually had the good cop, bad cop going because I was Kim Mulkey and Joe was actually Ted Lasso. So, just in case I got too hard on him, he was coming in with the positivity and just believe. And yeah, we had a good time with that. So we love Halloween. We get into it. Our team does, our family does. It was a good time.
It was fantastic. And I'm sure Kim appreciated it as well. We don't get a chance just to talk a lot about just college basketball in general, but obviously with the women's game, Caitlin Clark has blown up so much and deservedly so. I'm just curious, you were a great player at UC Davis. When you watch her from afar, do you think she's the best women's player of all time? Or how would you rate her in terms of what you've seen in all the great women's players over the years you've been playing and coaching?
Oh, yeah. I mean, she's definitely up there. She's she's taking the game to another level, in terms of spectatorship, in terms of just enjoyment. You look at players like Diana Taurasi. She was the first one that I remember being in awe of. And I was coaching high school at the time, and her team was playing in a tournament that my team was in. And there were, 10 rows deep of people at every game in the tournament watching her. And I just remember looking just in awe at what she was accomplishing on the court. And, she'd pull up from 2 steps in from half court, and just, it was amazing. So I think she was kind of the first maybe to get that excitement going. Obviously, Brianna Stewart, Sue Bird, players like that have taken, the program or the women's game forward. And I just feel like there's so many players now that, when we play against some of the top teams in the country, or we're just watching on TV. There's not just one out there. Obviously, Caitlin Clark is amazing. And she's really fun to watch, but there are some really spectacular players across the board. There's more parity than ever. It used to be UConn and Tennessee, Stanford up there, and that was it. And now, you see top teams going down on a weekly basis. And so I think anytime that, you turn on the TV and you watch a women's game, you're seeing really talented student athletes. So way different than when I played, I'll tell you that for sure. Just the athleticism and, before the Stanford game, their teams, one of their players is dunking and everybody's getting into that. It's like, you just never used to see that. Right now, that's kind of standard. So it's been fun to be a part of, to witness it. Sometimes I just enjoy turning the games on and being a fan, and just enjoying where the game has gone, and excited to see where it will continue to go, because with the resources and how committed these young kids are to being great, it'll be fun to watch.
No question. The women's game has never been in a better place. And what the Las Vegas Aces have done at the WNBA level, and Caitlin Clark is the biggest story in all of basketball. I don't care if it's men or women, that's must-watch television for her. So it's just so exciting to see this game grow. And Jennifer, as we tail off here, just give us a brief your assessment of the Big West and how you see things shaking out, and obviously with your conference opener against Santa Barbara.
Yeah, I'm excited because I think it's 100% up for grabs this year. I think there's some good teams, there's some good players, but it'll be the team that's the most consistent. I think for us, we've always taken pride in the fact that we can win on the road. We say defense travels. If you can be a great defensive team, you got a great chance to win on the road, and that's something we take pride in. And so, it's fun this time of year to look at it and say, hey, everybody's 0-0. These first 2 weeks of play will start to sort of determine who's taking the lead and who's in the driver's seat. But I really think on any given night, it's a little cliche, but I think anyone can beat anyone. And our job is, to be as consistent as we possibly can and put ourselves in a position where, we can be the dominant team night after night. Takes a lot of work, takes a lot of focus, takes a lot of preparation. But we know that, that's what it takes to at the end of the day, be one of the two teams that gets the double bye for the tournament. And obviously that's what we're striving for. So, it'll be a fun, wild Big West like it always is. I'm just hoping, we can put some things together and get ourselves out in front early.
Yeah, no question. You mentioned that double bye being reinstituted at the conference tournament. That'll give the top 2 seeds a real big advantage coming into March. Jen, as always, it's great to talk to you. I wish we had more of a chance to do it, but I look forward to following your team here throughout Big West play. And I have a feeling your team's going to catch fire here at some point of the season and make a big rush towards March. Best of luck always.
Thank you, Scott. I really appreciate it. And one last little note
Yes.
I forgot to mention when you were talking about women's basketball in general is that I want our fans to be aware that we did have our first ever player make a WNBA roster this last year. Morgan Birch got to play for Chicago Sky, is tearing it up right now in the Spanish league. And we're hoping we'll be a familiar face in the WNBA for the next number of years. But just in case people didn't know, when they're watching the WNBA, somebody to look for. So pretty exciting stuff. Hopefully she won't be the last Aggie to, accomplish something so special and to play at the highest level, but super proud of her and just wanted to make sure I gave her a shout out as well.
I'm so glad you did. Yes, we will look forward to be watching Morgan at her great career, and we'll be looking forward to watching your Aggie team play as well. Jen, as always, happy holidays and best of luck to you.
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it. Happy holidays too.
All right, that's Coach Jennifer Gross. We'll take the break. When we come back, we're going to turn our attention to women's gymnastics. We'll talk with Coach Tanya Ho next. It's the Aggie Magazine Show right here on Sacktown Sports 1140.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
At Jim Boy's Tacos, you get a ho-ho-ho lot of flavor for under $10. Our classic #2 combo meal spreads cheer with a parm-dusted ground beef taco, scratch-made bean and cheese burrito, and a soft drink. So jingle on down to Jim Boy's or order online at participating locations. Woo-hoo-hoo!
The new year is upon us with promises of new beginnings and new adventures, but don't let 2023 slip away without savoring the memories of all you enjoyed with family and friends. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Of course, looking forward with anticipation is exciting, but I have a lot to appreciate in this past year, and much of that revolves around time with family and more good times spent around my Naturewood dining table. Watching my grandson get messy with his birthday cake is priceless, and it reminds me that new life is the perfect balance between yesterday and today. Greet the new year with a visit to Naturewood Home Furnishings. See all the fine furniture and accessories on sale with Naturewood's New Year sale. Find that perfect piece of furniture that's new today and filled with memories for tomorrow. The memories you make with your family will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
This holiday season, Good Guys Heating and Cooling is turning up the warmth and spreading joy with our Toys for Tune-Ups promotion. Schedule your tune-up or troubleshooting appointment, and with a donation of a new unwrapped toy at the time of your service, we'll waive the fee. It's our way of giving back and making a difference in the lives of local children who might not have the Christmas that every child deserves. All toys will benefit Children's Hope, a wonderful local foster charity right here in Sacramento. Call Good Guys Heating and Cooling at 530-GOOD-AIR to schedule your appointment, or book online at goodguysheatingcooling.com. Happy holidays from the Good Guys family. License number 1057-618.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Magical Moments, brought to you by Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser makes it look like I have magical powers. It helps me clean just about everything inside my house, like dirty walls, messy kitchens, grimy bathrooms, and it even helps me keep my patio furniture looking like new. I can count on Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to power through tough messes, making it look like I spent hours cleaning, even though I didn't. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser makes cleaning look easy.
Right now, the sewer system is probably the last thing on your mind. And that's okay, because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. If you have a sewer problem like a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night.
Welcome back into the Aggie Magazine Show. We've caught you up on football. We've talked about both men's and women's hoops. Let's talk about a sport that's just about to get started here at UC Davis coming up in January. We're going to talk some gymnastics. We're going to talk with head coach Tanya Ho. And Coach, it's great to have you on the magazine show. I know we're expecting another big season from your team this year, defending conference champions, and you're about ready to get set to defend that championship. How are you doing?
Yes, we're doing well. We have 2 days of practice left before the team gets to go home for break. They have a short 7-day break, and then we're back training on the 27th. We open up at home on January 7th, hosting Causeway rival Sacramento State.
That's always got to be a good way to start the year with your rival, right? That's a big match to start the year and to get everybody excited about.
Yes, and it's something that the previous head coaches had an agreement at the two schools, and we're continuing that as we kind of move forward. We switch off hosting. So last year, Sacramento State hosted that first competition, and this year we'll be hosting.
Yeah, that'll be great. All right, let's get caught up. Let's get your background first of all, and then we'll get into the team as well. This is your second season as head coach. Talk about what it was like last year for you transitioning. I know you've had some head coaching experience before, but what was it like to take over the program last year?
It was challenging, but also really fun. This is where I hoped my career would take me eventually. Coming back, I was a graduate from UC Davis in 2010, and then I, stayed around, volunteer coached for a little bit, and then, left, got some experience, and came back, and it was my time to take it over, and it was fun. I mean, we had a great team. We have 13 of them returning also, and we should be able to continue where we left off.
Yeah, no doubt. You had a very successful year with women's gymnastics. Now, walk us through last year before we pick up this year, because obviously it was a historic year for the program, winning the conference championship. Tell us about the conference that you're in, because UC Davis, a lot of the programs are in the Big West. I know this is slightly different, so get us caught up on all of that.
Yeah, so we are in the Mountain Pacific Sports Federation. Last year, that included Sacramento State, San Jose State, Air Force Academy, and then Alaska Anchorage. This year, it looks a little bit different with Mountain West now supporting gymnastics. San Jose State and Air Force Academy are now in the Mountain West, so that just left Sac State and Alaska Anchorage. So we do have the addition of Southern Utah Gymnastics adding to the Mountain Pacific for this year.
Good. And for last year, I know you guys didn't get off quite to the start that you wanted to, but you kind of built to the crescendo at the right time, and everything kind of came together. Recap last year for us.
Yeah, so last year we had a new coaching staff pretty late in the preseason. I was in October, and then we added 2 assistants in November and December. So there wasn't, consistent coaching in the preseason. So going into season, we were still a little bit shaky, kind of trying to find our confidence. We had a couple of competitions where we lost by not even a whole point, by just like small margins, and we counted mistakes. So knowing that if we corrected those mistakes, that it was possible for us to beat these teams, that's where we were getting the confidence. We were doing the math and we were seeing the mistakes like, hey, if we could stay on the beam, that sort of thing, we can clean up our landings, this all adds up, and we're right there. So then we were able to peak at the right time in the right at their conference championship. And then just hoping to take that confidence and returning it to this year. We are returning about 21 to 22 of the competitive routines from last year.
That's fantastic. You mentioned 13 returners too. Talk about your team this year as it's constituted.
Yes, we have 6 seniors and 5 juniors, so pretty heavy in the upperclassmen. Our sophomores, there's 3 in that class, and there's 3 freshmen too. So we have veterans returning, and then we have the 3 freshmen who are expected to make an impact immediately.
Yeah. Who are some of the standouts we should watch out for this year?
Well, we have returners Megan Ray and Kiana Abraham. They've made it to the postseason, both their freshman and sophomore years as individuals. We also have leadership in the seniors with Anna Holton. We have, I don't want to leave anyone out.
No, I know it's hard. It's picking children. I understand
that. For the juniors, we definitely have Ava Scafani, who's leading that. Oh, Emma Utsu is another strong senior. So recruiting wise, we need to recruit really well. Our senior class is strong and they do a lot for us. And then we have freshman of the year last year is Amelia Moneymaker. She'll be coming back strong. And then we have freshmen. We have Jaden Wakita, Alana Kim. I'm looking at the poster back here. And then Ayumi Oshiro.
Yeah, and I know you plan on using your freshmen this year.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Not all around immediately, I think eventually, but definitely like 1, 2, 3 events for them.
Yeah, no doubt. We're talking with Tanya Ho. She's the women's gymnastics coach at UC Davis. Obviously, there's different disciplines, and some people focus in on one aspect. What does it take? I'm just curious, as a gymnast, to be such a great all-around performer, because it's so tough and it requires so many different skill sets.
Yeah, so like beam, floor, and vault, I think are more related, where it's kind of the tumbling acrobatic part. Bars is that standout event where it's not like the rest. So in recruiting, looking at bars probably first if we're trying to fill those positions. But to be an all-arounder, yeah, you have to be able to swing too, and then you have to have that power on the power events like vault and floor. Bars and beam are the more of the events where when you compete, it's more of the mental game, the mental part of it. Being a little bit calmer, taking your time, whereas vault and floor, I'd say, are more aggressive events.
Yeah.
You're not usually falling off of those apparatuses. And then I personally think it's easier being an all-around athlete. You're busy at the competitions. If you mess up one event, you still have 3 other events that you can kind of redeem yourself, or at least, focus on trying to do well, turning it around. It's tough as a specialist. You have a lot of time to think about when you're going to compete, and then also know like, oh man, this is all I'm doing today. And if you do mess that up, it's tough. Knowing that you don't get another chance that night. You do next week. But yeah, just a different mindset. And people compete all around for all different reasons, or people are specialists for all different reasons. Some of them are due to injury. Some of them, they're just not able to swing bars anymore, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, I always feel like one of the most intimidating things to do in all of sports, and I mean it, is to stand up on that beam. It's 4 inches. Just to even try and stand on it for 2 seconds is difficult. So I always marvel at the talent, especially that your team has to do that.
Yes, beam is definitely a mental event. The skills that they're doing up there are, while they're difficult, they are not like they can do those skills on the floor very easily.
Yeah.
The challenge is doing it on that 4-inch wide piece of wood.
No question. It is definitely a challenge. I think it's one of the toughest things in sports personally. We were talking about year 1 to year 2, and I'm so interested in this and to get your perspective as a coach. Obviously, you came in year 1, kind of had the magical year where you closed strong, win the conference championship. Now you come back in year 2 and you're the hunted, not the hunter. The pressure's on you to repeat. The mindset changes a little bit. How do you, as a coach, continue that success and keep your team not focus so much in on the hype and all the preseason talk about what you guys may or may not do?
It's really just coming in with the attitude of this is our goal, this is where we want to be, and this is where we are now. So kind of just making like, this is normal, like this is not like, oh man, like we won, like we need to try to keep. It's like, no, we're getting better every year. And this is what happens when you get better every year. This should be a normal thing. This should be expected every year, winning our conference, not some big lofty goal. Now our goals are changing and the bars, getting higher and higher for us.
Yeah, no doubt. You're setting the standard at UC Davis, and it all starts January 7th, right? With Sacramento State. And then some of the other major matchups this year, or other things to highlight for your season?
Let's see. We have some strong away competitions. We have our 4 home meets this year. Our conference championship is at Sacramento State, so that's local. Yep. That'll be a huge matchup and awesome for our fans to be able to travel there.
Well, good. Well, we look forward to following you all season long. Congratulations on everything you did last year. Best of luck this season. And we look forward to following you throughout the winter and spring here. And we're hoping for another conference championship, Coach.
Oh, you'll get it.
We'll be looking forward to it. All right, that's Tanya Ho. She's the women's gymnastics coach. And that's going to do it for another edition of the Aggie Magazine Show. We appreciate you listening. And as always, go Ags.
The 49ers have secured their playoff berth, and now they chase the NFC's top seed.
Purdy out of the shotgun, looks left, throws end zone. Caught!
George Kittle in the back of the end zone. Touchdown! San Francisco!
Check out all the 49ers games with Greg Papa and Tim Ryan
on your home for the playoff-bound 49ers. Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.